Hey cactus friends, it's Jenny from Cookie's Cacti. I'm going to try to do an update video on those cactus seeds that I sowed 2 weeks ago. It was exactly 14 days ago that I sowed this tray of seeds, or pots, and 6 of the small pots in here, the 2 there on the left, and then the 4 in this very last row are also from that batch of seeds that I sowed. Cookie's here hanging out with me. I had them covered, as you can see, and they've been under these grow lights. These grow lights I leave on for 13 hours a day, and I have a little old-fashioned timer that you can see there in the outlet, and that's how I control the lights turning on and off. So I'm going to do my best to show you, at least to some degree, how these pots are doing. I don't want to open the lid right now because I have these annoying little white flies that are in the house due to some house plants, and I just don't want them to get into these pots as of now. So it's going to be a little bit difficult trying to get some, some good visuals through the clear dome, but I'm going to do my best. So one of the pots that I sowed was that one there on the left, and that was Copiapoa tigriensis. And let me see if I can zoom in. I'll do the best that I can. You can see that the germination, I had sowed 10 seeds and I got 4 to germinate. So now 4 out of 10, it's okay. But you can see those little green dots of those baby Copiapoa tigriensis. And then I also sowed Ariocarpus fissuratus intermedius. That's 28.93 if you can't see the code on the label, from Mason Garden. That was not bad. I think I sowed probably 20 seeds. Got what, 2, 4, 6, 8, maybe 12 or so that came up. And I find Ariocarpus seed packs to be completely hit or miss. Some germinate well and some just don't, and you'll see an example of that here. So over here on the very left is Copiapoa desertorum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 seeds or so. I don't remember how many seeds I sowed there. Next to that I have Ariocarpus fissuratus intermedius, another one but of a different seed code. It's a seed code number 29. And that one did okay, I guess. See, next to that I have Copiapoa pepiniana v. Fedleriana. See the Copiapoa seedlings? Remember, these are 2 weeks old, or 2 weeks since sowing. I find Copiapoa can come up pretty quickly, but Ariocarpus take a little bit longer. This one took a long time to start to come up. This is Ariocarpus fissuratus, catalog number 28. I thought that nothing was going to come up on this one, but I see maybe 3 that I can see in here. So hit or miss. And then this is the full tray that I had sowed. Different pot sizes. Let me see if I can show you some of these. This one was like fairly successful in germination rate. So that's Turbinicarpus rioverdense. Not bad. It's another Turbinicarpus graminispinus. These are all from Rob Romero and his shop on Etsy called 3 Deserts. There's another Turbinicarpus from Rob Romero from 3 Deserts. This is Turbinicarpus beguinii. See if I can get even closer. There's another one from Rob Romero. This germinated very nicely. That's Turbinicarpus nieblae. I'm not even familiar with these plants. I don't remember what they look like as adults, so it'll just be fun to see what happens. But you can see his seeds germinated pretty nicely. I've bought other seeds from him before, and they've done well as well. So these next 3 pots that are unlabeled are all Copiapoa lumbeckii var magnifica. And I had bought a pack of 1,000 seeds, believe it or not. And actually this tray here on the left has a ton of seedlings from that pack. Sorry, it's going to be distorted through the this dome, but see that? Those are all Copiapoa, Lembekii, var magnifica. That pot's doing well. It's kind of a mix of good and okay. Some of these are Lembekii KK70, so not var magnifica. So a mix of just the KK70, Lembekii, and magnifica. But anyway, these guys I sowed in like mid-September, so they're already over 2 months old. But let's get back to this tray over here. These three are the Copiapoa, Lembekii, var magnifica. This is Mammmilaria Huizilopotii. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. You see those little tiny seedlings? Came up pretty well. This 3-inch pot has Copiapoa, Megariza, var echinata. Sorry, it's going to be pretty distorted. That's the best I can do. To the left, I've got another Copiapoa. This is Coquimbana, KK1388. Not horribly good germination, but of the seeds that did germinate, they're pretty nice size, I think. All right, this is Ariocarpus retusus roferaceus, catalog number 38. It germinated pretty well. Recommend that. To the left of that, this is Copiapoa, Lembekii, var magnifica again. It germinated pretty nicely. To the left of that, it's the same thing. I mean, I bought a pack of 1,000 seeds, so it's a lot. So what am I going to do with 1,000 of the same plant? Well, I'm not going to have 1,000. I might get 10 to 20%, to a maturity if I'm lucky. And below that's going to be really hard with the reflection of the lights. But there is a Copiapoa marginata, 85.716. And to the right of that is Copiapoa marginata, same thing, KK90, 85.716. So this was those 100 seed packs that I ended up splitting into 2 3-inch pots. It's going to be quite a few seedlings in one pot, but it's okay. So this back row, I believe this leftmost pot was the pot of Ariocarpus retusus that I sowed in the video, I think. Catalog number 36. You can see that some seeds have definitely germinated. To me, that's not bad. And then we've got another pot of retusus. This is catalog 34, number 34. Kind of not the best germination, but we've got some of them. And then to the right, I have another pot of Ariocarpus retusus, catalog number 35. This germinated pretty well. So you can see it's a mix of good germination, okay germination, and maybe not so great germination, but there's new seedlings certainly saying hello to the world. Now, for me, I feel like germination is the easy part of growing from seed. It's after this that it becomes much more challenging. So you can see some of my pots already have like that green algae growing in it. Let me see if I have any pots here with mold. Oh, I've got one of my batches that I sowed from mid-September. I don't know if you can see this, but there's some white fuzzy stuff in that pot. That's mold. I've kept these. Well, this one I have opened once or twice to kind of re-water some of the pots. And every time you open it, there is a chance of bugs or mold or something getting in there. And plus, remember that when I sowed these seeds, I don't sanitize anything. So that could be part of the headache for me as they get older and then they start to have some problems. I also get the case sometimes where they start to rot off at a certain point. And that could very well, again, be because I don't sanitize anything, but I just don't have the patience to be microwaving, my medium or using rubbing alcohol or peroxide. I'm just not willing to go through that step, and it's just the way that I do it. So far so good on these 2-week-olds. I'm not seeing any rotting off or damping off, so far so good. If I do see signs of that, then I'll hit that decision of whether I want to start opening up this lid or not. But so far so good. You can see the condensation inside this dome, which says that it's nice. There's a nice high humidity inside, under this dome and inside this tray. I am using a screen right now, just a regular window screen, to cover the trays to kind of reduce the light intensity from these grow lights. These are Spider Farmer grow lights, and I'll put a link to them in the description below. When I have it like this, then you don't see the condensation on the top of the dome. But this is how I've been keeping them. So far so good. I do like the tall domes because for some reason giving them a little bit more volume of air to work with seems to do well. So that's just a really quick 2-week update of how these seedlings are doing so far, and I'm thinking I'll just periodically do updates to show you how things are going, including when things get ugly, so you can see what happens. And I'm not an expert, again, and when things do go wrong, I still hit that wall of, what's the best thing to do, what should I do, and I don't really have a good answer. So let's just see what happens. It feels like every time I sow a batch of seeds, something different comes up. It's just a ongoing, continuous learning process, which is part of what makes this so much fun. And I hope you enjoyed this update. I hope to talk to you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.